In this video I will be using Dism to add Ninite software installation to a Windows image, so that the software packages are installed just after Windows installation without any user interaction. I'm starting this video from my GitHub page, and that's because there are a few bits of information here that I will be using for this video, and I will leave the URL in the description down below. And first I want to show you my setup, and for that I will go to my downloads folder. Because here I have the install.wim file, the Windows image file that I will be modifying in this video. And also I have this provisioning folder. Inside of this provisioning folder I have setup.exe, and this is VMware Tools installation file. And the only reason for that is that I will be modifying the image, and later I will be demonstrating how it works, and I will be doing that in VMware Workstation. And to demonstrate everything in full screen I need to install VMware Tools for that. And also I have the Windows installation USB drive. In this USB drive, I have the AutoNet file that is responsible for installing Windows without any user interaction, and currently this USB drive is missing the Windows image file, because I will be using the image file that I have here in the downloads folder that I will be modifying in this video. And if you want more details about this setup, you can check out the video that I have here in the GitHub page that will explain how to prepare the USB drive and how to get the install.wim Windows image file. Anyways, here you can see the software packages that I will be configuring Ninite to install after the Windows installation. This list is not that important because you can modify Ninite to install whatever you like, but for this video I will be installing Foxit Reader, 7-zip, Google Chrome, Zoom, Notepad++, and also Firefox. And to achieve that, I will be modifying run once in the Windows image to execute a PowerShell script called desktop-provisioning ps1. And this script first will install VMware Tools. Like I said, VMware Tools is necessary only for me, because I will be demonstrating everything in VMware Workstation. After that, it will wait for the internet connection, because we need internet connection for Ninite to install the software packages. And then it will execute Ninite. And then Ninite will install all the software packages. And that's basically it. Now, before I can start modifying the image, first I need to download all the necessary files. And first I will be downloading the Ninite executable, and for that I will use the link that I have here in the GitHub page that brings me to the main Ninite page. And here you can select whatever packages that you like, but for this video, like I said, I will be installing Google Chrome, Firefox, and then 7-zip, Zoom, and Foxit Reader, and also Notepad++. So that's all the packages that I plan to install in this video. Now let's click on Get Your Ninite, and that should start the download. We can close this window and go back to the GitHub page, because here we have the second file that we need for the image, and that's the PowerShell script desktop-provisioning ps1 that will be executed after Windows installation using run once. So let's click on it, and as you can see, this is a very simple script. And the script first will execute the VMware Tools installation. After that, it will wait for the internet connection, because we need the internet connection for Ninite to download and install the packages. And then it will execute a Ninite executable. And one important thing that you need to know about this script is that if you plan to modify it and add more actions to it, the execution for Ninite needs to be the last action in the script. And the reason for that is that the free version of Ninite does not support silent switches. And when executing Ninite executable, it gives us a window that shows the software package installation progress. And while that window is open, the script will be paused until all the software package is installed and the window is closed manually. And that's why you should place Ninite execution as the last action. Otherwise, you will have to close the progress window for the script to keep executing other actions. Anyways, that's basically it for the script. Now to download it, I will click on the button right here, and then I will go back to my downloads folder. And here I will select the desktop provisioning ps1 script and also the Ninite executable, and I will move both of them inside of the provisioning folder. And this folder is very important, because all the files that we have inside of this folder will be moved to the Windows image. Anyways, now I will show you the PowerShell script that I will be using for modifying the Windows image, and here it is. And for it to work, we need to provide few bits of information. First, we need to provide the image name, and this is the image name that we want to modify that is inside of this install.wim file. because this single Windows image file contains multiple Windows images inside of it. So in here we need to select which image we want to modify. Then we need to provide the location where we have the install.wim. In my case, I have it in my downloads folder, and my downloads folder is in my Q drive. And then we need to provide the location where we want to mount the Windows image, because for modifying the Windows image, first we need to mount it on our hard drive. After that, we need to provide the output location. And the reason for the output location is that even now the Windows image is 5 GB, and that's too big to use with a USB drive. So the script will not only modify the Windows image, but after modifying the .install.wim file, it will also split it into multiple smaller files so that we can use those smaller files inside of our USB drive. And then the last bit is that we need to provide the location where we have the provisioning folder. So once again, I have it in my downloads folder, and like I said before, all the files that we have inside of this folder will be moved to the Windows image. And that's basically it. That's all the explaining that I will be doing in this video for this script. But if you want to know more about how it works, you can check out the video that I have here in the GitHub page called Adding Chocolatey Software Installation to Windows Image. It's basically the same video as this one, but in that one, instead of using Ninite for software installation, I'm using Chocolatey. And in the end of that video, I'm executing this script snippet by snippet to explain and demonstrate how it works. But in this video, I will be only using the script to modify the Windows image, and after that I will show you how the modified Windows image works. Now to execute the script, I will click on the button right here, and then I will open a terminal application. I will run it as administrator, and then I will insert the script from the GitHub page and wait for it to modify the Windows image. And the script is done modifying the Windows image. So if I go to my downloads folder, here we can see the modified Windows image. But like I said before, the file size is too big for the USB drive. So I will go to the output location where we have the same image, but it's split into multiple smaller files. And here I will select all the image files, right click and click on copy. Then I will go to the USB drive, sources folder, and I will insert the image files inside of this folder. And now we can use this USB drive to install Windows. And to do that, I will go to my VMware workstation, where I have this virtual machine that currently has no operating system. And to start the installation from the USB drive, first I will connect the USB drive to this virtual machine. Go to removable devices, select the USB drive that I want to connect, and click on connect. And now to start the installation, the last thing that I need to do is to restart this virtual machine. And the installation should start after the virtual machine will boot from the USB drive. And because we have the auto.NET file, the installation will happen without any user interactions, and same goes for Ninite software package installation. And as you can see, Windows and also Ninite software package installation executed without any user interactions. And we can double check the software list by going to the control panel and then uninstall a program. And the packages that we installed with Ninite are 7-zip, Foxit PDF Reader, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Notepad++, and then Zoom. So everything seems to be working just fine. And that's basically it for this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and see you in the next one.